Chapter 6 Season 3 live event is going to be massive. It looks like Midas is going to play a huge role in this. What is Midas's big secret and what does it have to do with Chapter 6 Season 3? See, when Midas arrived on this island, he gave us a quest to open this box and use this device to read the energy of the 0 point. Basically wanted to read the whereabouts of the 0 point, and that obviously led to the spirit realm, which we already know from Jade. You see, this device that we used was not actually made by Midas. We have seen this device before all the way back in Chapter 3. This device was made by the Seven's scientists. That's right, when Darth Vader showed up on the island, the 0 point was slowly destabilizing and it was bringing relics from different realities, and it brought this device called the holocron. If you guys don't know, holocrons are basically used by Sith Lords like Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine. And it contains all of the secrets behind the dark power in Star Wars. The only people that can access this device is by having dark energy powers. This holocron works just like Kevin the Cube. The more information you get from it, the more corrupted you become. That is exactly what happened when Anakin arrived on this island. Slowly got corrupted by the dark force and he became Darth Vader. There was a quest in Chapter 3. Scientists told us to go get this holocron. We had to battle against Darth Vader to get this. We did manage to defeat him, but he throws the holocron into the ocean. We finally managed to retrieve it and we hand it over to the scientists. We don't exactly know what scientists did with this device, but we know for sure that Emperor Palpatine, the head of the Sith Lords, was not happy because this device means a lot to these people, just like the 0 point, us to the people on this Fortnite island. I think to retrieve this device, Emperor Palpatine sends this evil creature to the island we all know as Herald. This makes a lot of sense because if you think about it, we don't know much about Herald. When she arrived on the island, we don't know who sent her. This has never happened before. Every time we get a villain on the island, like the Cube Queen, we know she was sent by the Lost Reality. For example, when the Ice King arrived on the island, we know exactly where he came from, which is the Ice Moon. It's the same with Megalodon and Wanderer. We just know their origin, except for Herald. There are theories that the Nothing sent Herald to the island. That is just a rumor. There is literally no evidence of this, or it's been mentioned anywhere. I think Emperor Palpatine sending Herald to the island to retrieve the holocron makes a lot of sense. What does Herald do in Chapter 3 Season 4? The very first location she attacks is the Seven's headquarters. Also, the first person she attacks is the scientists. In this trailer, you can see slowly but surely she kidnapped most of the 7 members except for Paradigm, who manages to escape. Now that she has the control of the entire island, I guess she takes the holocron. I guess Palpatine, being ruthless, orders her to destroy the whole island. Now that the 0 point is out in the open, there isn't any big organization like the Imagine Order or the 7 on the Fortnite island to protect it. Emperor Palpatine thinks this is a great time to show up on the island, take the 0 point. Think about it, if the Dark Force manages to get the 0 point, they will be extremely powerful. No one can even touch them or even compete with them. The 0 point does manage to create this protection by bringing different parts from different realities and constructing a temporary island. But it knows that it is not enough. The Dark Force is arriving very soon. Even when Optimus Prime shows up on the island, he says the 0 point is very weak and is very scared. Very first sign of the Dark Force arriving on the island happened in Chapter 4 when this Rift Warden just shows up on the island and starts constructing a portal. When we speak to him, he says that there is this Dark Force is communicating with him and he's told him to construct construct this portal or else he's going to destroy him. One of Emperor Palpatine's power is in fact to control people's thoughts, fears, and emotions. Also, this portal that he's constructing looks very similar to the portal that we have on this chapter 6 island. Maybe Palpatine is stuck in this spirit realm and he's trying to get to this island. But in chapter 4, that did not happen because someone sabotaged the rift portal and he gets destroyed. A Jedi finds out about Palpatine's intentions to arrive on this island to control the 0 point. They have to do something, so they decide to train every single people on the island and give them the Jedi powers. In chapter 4, portals starts appearing on the island. These portals are linked to Jedi's headquarters. Whoever enters this portal, they are given a lightsaber and Jedi abilities. Also tells us that these 0 point portals are not just bridge from one reality to another. It is also a time machine as well, because to get the Jedi powers, you have to train for years. We see people enter this portal and exit in just a few seconds. How is this possible? That is because, again, the portal is also a time machine. This is how Jedi trains almost every people on the island, preparing us for the arrival of this evil king. Also, we notice something this season. We see Darth Maul arrive on the island, one of Sith Lords. Then people start wondering, why doesn't Emperor Palpatine enter the island just like Darth Vader or Darth Maul? Maybe Palpatine is stuck inside the spirit realm and he cannot escape it without this portal. But that has now completely changed because of this piece of the 0 point, which crash lands on the chapter 6 island and activates a bunch of these portals connected to the spirit realm. Also, one thing that happened in chapter 4 was Amy the robot, the same robot who was working with the scientists to find the holocron, informs us that the 7 are stuck in a very dark place. They are going through the darkest fate imaginable. And before the destruction of the chapter 4 portal, she goes through it to save all of the 7 members. It's been over 2 years. We have not seen her since. But now we know this dark place to be the spirit realm. The creature who kidnapped them is possibly Emperor Palpatine. Here we are in chapter 6 when Dago is connecting with the spirit realm to save Jade. He said he felt a presence inside. And after saving Jade from the spirit realm, Jade says that she felt a presence as well, and this creature has the 0 point shard. She also says that this creature is extremely powerful. The same thing is said by the person who has been inside of the spirit realm, Night Rose. He says darkness is arriving to the island very soon. Both of them also keep mentioning about some heartbeat they can feel. Everything is pointing towards Emperor Palpatine being this evil creature. Just remember, the only reason he's trying to get to this island is for the 0 point, and the very first thing he takes when he arrives on the chapter 6 island is the 0 point shard. Jones says there are multiple different pieces of 0 point shards, so maybe Palpatine is trying to collect them all to rebuild the 0 point and use it to rule the universe. Midas shows up on the island out of the blue. When he left the chapter 5 map, he says he's going somewhere far away. He has a big plan. He shows up on the island with this same device made by the scientists. Also, he is looking for the 0 point, and he also refuses to tell us this huge plan. I think Midas is working with the 7, and they actually sent him. I think Amy the robot successfully saved them. Soon, they all are going to be here to protect Fortnite Island against Emperor Palpatine. I think chapter 6 season 3, we are going to see a huge live event because this season is only 30 days long, which basically means it is a huge build-up for this event because we have seen the same thing happen during remix season. The whole season was a build-up for the big event, and also OG season as well was a build-up for an event. So I will keep you guys updated, so So please leave a like, subscribe, and use code SMJM if you want to help me out. My